Hello and welcome to Orion Outreach. I'm your host, Ashley Pointe, and with me today are some very special and honored guests from the VFW, Chuck Hansen and Randy Stenson. Thank you so much for joining us today.
Well, thank you for having us.
Thank you, Ashley.
Now, it is a very special time of the year. All the flowers are out, including the poppy seed, right? Poppy seed plant?
Poppy seed plant.
Flower.
Yeah.
Correct.
And that is the symbol of the fundraiser that you hold.
Right. During the month of May, the VFW across the country will be going out and starting what's called the Buddy Poppy ceremony, which across the country we will be giving out at different locations. I have an example on this chart. Some of the stores we'll be at, but from May 10th, 11th, and 12th, as well as May 18th, 19th, and 20th, we'll be at Bass Pro Shops, McDonald's, Tractor Supply, Kroger's, and Ace Hardware, as well as many of the streets in Lake Orion. If it wasn't for these stores that let us go on their property and do this all wouldn't be possible. We're going to have about 50 people, approximately 50 people, at all these different sites collecting during these times. And with that, if anybody wants to make any donations to us, tongue-tied, if they would send it to VFW Post 334, Post Office Box 652, Lake Orion, 48361. All this money goes into what we call the VFW Relief Fund. 100% of this money is utilized for veterans families, and the community. And Randy, do you want to talk a little bit about the history where the poppies came from?
Well, actually, the poppies originated after World War I in 1921. And actually, what's it called, Flanders Field, that was a very popular poem back in the early 1900s. And that's where a lot of the poppies were, the soldiers were buried, and the poppies would pop up. And that's how they come across with doing the poppies nowadays.
Now, although it started in the U.S., we are not the only country that does this fundraiser. Am I right?
England, what is it, Australia?
Australia, Canada, most of the European countries do a version of the poppies, all with the same purpose of raising funds to help veterans and veterans' families and in the communities that they live in. So but with that, what we're looking for this year is the support of the community, just like last year, because through their efforts of their donations last year, we raised over $50,000 that we used on different programs. It was a little over $50,000. We spent examples in the community. Lake Orion was doing the funds to raise the new disabled baseball field over, I think, at Freedom Field off here. We donated $5,000 to that. We donated $500 to the Lake Orion Senior All-Night Party to keep the kids off the street, keep them safe. So we felt that was very appropriate. We have a very particular place that we're very, very proud of. The VFW has a home out in Eaton Rapids, Michigan. It's called the National Home for Children. So any veteran or any active service who passed away, their family and their children can move out there to get back on their feet.
It's actually a city within a city.
Oh, wow.
So it's really huge. So, and it's nationally supported, but just so happens to be in the state of Michigan.
State of Michigan. And there's 50-some homes out there that these individuals live in. Last we heard, about 100 kids are out there right now. And we contribute, this past year, over $12,000. We contributed out to there to keep the Michigan, what they call the Michigan House. We keep that money going there, because when people move there, we pay for everything.
Everything, furniture, everything.
Yeah, so every time somebody comes in, it's like a family just starting out. We have to buy them all new kitchen appliances, washer, dryer, couch and chairs, bedroom outfits, and all that. If the house needs a new roof, we at the VFW pay for all that. And the only thing that the family is responsible for is cell phones or things like that, personal things.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But we send the kids to school. We send the parent to school. So when they get done with their time there, and each family's a little different, I think the average time out there is about 4 years to get them back on their feet. And they go out, and it's such a huge success that we have 2 homes that have been built by children that came through that system. Later went through life, and now they're donating their money back to help out the other kids that go through there. So that's one of the things, one of the main things we do with the donations that come to us is supporting our national home. We also have a summer camp called Camp Trotter. It's out in Newaygo, Michigan. We, as a VFW, support 5 children from the national home to go to that summer camp. But we also give money to the summer camp to keep open so they can have about 600 kids in one summer. Goes through that camp, and their ages are 8 to 13, I believe, in that range. Some place that kids go to camp. It's a beautiful place, and something only the VFW does. So, again, it's all done through donations that come into our relief fund. We do all that kind of good stuff.
And they can donate all year for this.
Yep.
They can donate all year, but majority of the time, 95% of our money is raised during the poppy time when we do go out and get the poppy donations. Another area I completely forgot of money we donate, we partner with the Women Marines Association of Southeastern Michigan. They do about 4 overseas packing events each year, and we donate the food stuff and cost of freight. So about $1,000 every year, or not every year, but every time they do a packing event, which reach 300 to 500 overseas troops.
Postage is very expensive.
Yeah, it's almost
I
$18.
imagine.
$18 to send one of these boxes that are sold by sew. But
It makes such a difference to
it
them
makes
giving
such,
that
and
little
they love it
that's
so
at home.
Oh,
much.
they're so happy to get a package from home. I'll tell you, it's remarkable. You can see the smiles on their face. It's just unreal.
Yeah, they send pictures back to us, opening
Aw.
the boxes and
Yeah.
getting their stuff. 'Cause
What do you
not-
put it in the boxes?
Personal items
Yeah,
like
a lot of things that-
mouthwash or whatever they need, toothpaste.
Mouthwash, we put candies, we put toothpaste, toothbrushes, combs, magazines, current magazines that's coming through. We get books. People donate
Lots
current
of books. Yeah, they
put in
like
there.
the books.
Every package is done a little bit different, so no 2 packages exactly the same as they're going through there. It's almost like an assembly line. And when we do one of these packing events, there's about 100 people that come out in Romeo, Michigan, and assist the Women Marines putting all these together. And we have about a dozen of our guys go over there and also help out doing these packages.
Are people still able to volunteer for this event?
Yes,
Yes, it is.
it's all
volunteer.
totally a volunteer effort by everybody. And the Women Marines turns around, they pay for the shipment and gets it overseas. And usually the day we box it up, the post office picks it up and they get it sent and start going over. So one of the critical ones we do, which we did over 500 boxes, was Christmas last year. And what the Women Marines also do when they go out to send these out to people, they're addressed to a specific person. They have done the paperwork ahead of time to make sure that person hasn't been getting anything from any other organization. So this is going to a person that wouldn't otherwise be getting a box.
Yeah.
So it's a very successful program.
And it's not just fundraising for current families, but also veterans who have fallen.
Absolutely,
Yes.
absolutely. So
Veterans Memorial.
And speaking of the Veterans Memorial, we have a beautiful memorial right here in Lake Orion, and we put a lot of money and time into that, and we're very, very proud of it. So it's a sacred ground to us. So,
in fact, the new addition to the Orion Memorial was the dog memorial that we put in last fall.
It's
And
beautiful.
through our Poppy effort, we donated about $7,000 to get that dog memorial put into that memorial. So
it's a living memorial, so it's continuously going on and on and on. So we're always adding something to it. So
You guys added anything this year?
I don't know if they're planning on anything. They probably are, but I'd have to talk to the memorial board on that. But
I'm sure we'll see
they
it
just,
soon.
they just had the day of prayer was going on. During the summertime, we have what's called Coffee with the Vet,
oh yeah,
where we invite the public to come over and meet some of the veterans in Lake Orion. Also, we
that's
do
a popular event. Yeah.
we have a ceremony for retiring flags at this Coffee with the Vet, where the community is dropping off flags to Orion Memorial, giving to our veterans around this area. And we collect those throughout the year. And right now, I think we got like 300 in storage we'll be doing this summer. but we go and do a ceremony and retire each one and give each one the proper respect that he gets and dispose of.
How do you retire a flag?
We burn them.
Burn them?
Yep, we burn them. We got a big burn pit.
Yeah.
We put it at the memorial, and
They're all folded in their proper way, and then they're all taken apart, looked at, and saluted, and then they're put back into the burn pit where they're turned to ashes.
then the ashes are disposed of in a cemetery somewhere. So.
And this is not the only fundraising event that you have during the year. I understand that in July
Oh,
there is a
absolutely.
rather exciting event coming up.
I'm glad you brought that up. July 28th is our car show, and this will be our second annual car show. We're hoping to hopefully get about 400 cars there if possible. That'll be at Culver's. So it's a very popular event, and we're very proud of it, and it's free. So there's a lot of prizes and stuff to be given out. So.
I understand that people donate these prizes.
Absolutely.
Yes, it's all donated. Everything
All the
is
merchants
donated.
around the Lake Orion area donate gifts that we turn around and give away.
And we're looking for donations,
Yeah,
too.
yeah. Oh, yeah, we're looking for we're always looking for donations.
Yeah.
But our first one was last year, and it was a huge success.
Yes, it was.
It was a huge. Everybody had a great time. Everybody who brought their cars had a great time. So we're looking for the second one to be bigger and better yet. And we're hoping the weather holds out.
Yeah,
Hopefully.
that's
Yes.
the big thing is the weather.
So-
yeah.
We
Michigan,
had-
you never quite know.
So we had a very large crowd that showed up at Culver's, and we thank Culver's for holding this every year for us. If it wasn't for them, we couldn't do something like this.
Absolutely, yeah.
So
Helps save a big parking lot.
yeah, yeah. So, but as far as the memorial, later in the summer, they also have veteran late in the fall. It'll be Veterans Day ceremonies.
Right.
And there's another ceremony that escapes me right now. We do. There's like 4 things they do a year down at the Veterans Memorial. But you'll see people down there all through the week stop by and visit their loved ones in order just to check out the memorial. And Bob Watros is a Lake Orion resident. He's a VFW member. He's also the manager of that park. And he's always, with the school groups coming down there, he walks them through and explains each one of the memorials, what the impact is and who's about. And because we have them for the different wars, we have the missing in action, we have all the kind of good stuff that's there.
He takes
But,
care of the memorial, and he does a fantastic job. He's very particular, too. So that place is really clean. I mean, there's no dirt, no nothing there. He always makes sure it's clean.
Wow.
So he's
And
a
on
good
these-
man. So.
And on these Poppy Collections Days, you'll see Bob right outside the memorial on the street
Yeah.
out there
Yeah.
collecting donations for the poppies. That's his spot.
Yeah.
Now, although we talked about the Buddy Poppy event in a broad spectrum, do you have any personal stories of how these events and fundraisers have affected veterans and veterans' families themselves?
Well, outside doing the overseas shipping to those that are active duty personnel, this last year we had a senior citizen veteran here in Lake Orion who, for whatever reason, got behind in his bills and lost all his power. We helped him out by getting the deposit and also getting the utilities to turn the power back on for him. So that worked out pretty good. We also go out, and if a veteran needs something with his automobile because he can't get to work the next day, it's like he lost a tire or whatever, and we'll help them out, enable them to continue working, so help keeping their family going.
Putting food on the table
Yeah.
for a lot of veterans and their families. So
But a lot of things we also do is with our service officers is working with veterans, making sure they get the proper treatments that they require with the Veterans Administration. And a service officer, we actually take elderly people and drive them down to Pontiac, Michigan, where the Oakland County Veterans Office is, and get them to sign up with paperwork to get them benefits if they never got benefits before.
a lot of veterans
don't
don't know what you're entitled to, and so by coming to our service officer, we kind of inform them to let them know what they're entitled to, and then, as he said, we take them down to the $1,200 building where the Veteran Services is. So
I'm sure they really appreciate it.
So
Yes,
we have a lot of veterans know that they're not even what the VFW is all about. That's one thing we like coming to visit with you, is to get the word out there, what we're doing, so we can get more veterans who are qualified. And be qualified to be in the VFW, you have to be in a war event, or you're supporting that war event overseas, like in the
combat
Navy.
situation, yes.
So me and Randy are both Vietnam vets, and we both served time in Vietnam. But other veterans who were out in Desert Storm, they were in Kuwait, Operation Freedom, all those things, they're eligible to be part of the VFW, and they're also eligible to help us give back to the community. Because really that's what the VFW is all about, is giving back to the
Right.
community with our veterans and their families.
No one does more than the VFW
Yep.
for a veteran.
Official slogan of the VFW.
So, it says veteran. Current enlisted families can also
Yes.
be affected
We-
for this as well?
Right now, I believe somewhere around 12 active duty people are part of the VFW who are currently serving overseas, either on ships or on land. They're over there. So they're Army or Navy. I don't think we got any Marine or Coast Guard or Air Force active duty right now.
Right.
We had a Coast Guard one, but
We did?
he retired. So he's out. He's not now. He's working down at the VA. So, and we also had a young gentleman. In fact, I just seen his father this morning, Gino Minatello, who was active duty for many years with the Rangers of the U.S. Army, and he just finished up about a year ago, 2 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
And he's now going to college, but he was a member while he was in the service, and he's also a member as he goes through college. And he's doing a very, very fine job up there. So got an update this morning on him.
Oh, that's wonderful. I'm so glad people stay in contact.
Yep. So but the active members we have, or the older set who are actively have nothing better to do, like working. Our younger guys, we have a lot of younger guys in part of us that they can do what they can do, like on a weekend.
Mm-hmm.
They attend there. But another function we do with our VFW, we have an honor guard. And the honor guard has two main functions. They support the community when they want to do a flag raising. It could be at a school, it could be anywhere we can do a flag raising. We've got one coming up here on Flag Day or at the America House over on Baldwin Road. They got quite a few veterans in there, so we turn around and with them on Flag Day, we raise the flag, get to sing a few songs with them, and then have lunch with the veterans that are part of the home over there. The Honor Guard also does local funerals. We give the proper gun salute and play the bugle for them, playing taps. And
We've done a lot of burials. I don't know exactly what the total is, but it's in the hundreds.
Yeah, this last year was a little over 100 funerals. Majority of those funerals are done out at Great Lakes National Cemetery in Holly, where we go the third Tuesday of every month and spend the whole day out there. And we'll do anywhere from 5 to 14 funerals a day at Holly while we're there. And no matter what the weather, we've done it in very, very cold, rainy, snow. We're out there and we make sure a veteran receives a proper burial. And if somebody has not been to the National Cemetery in Holly, they need to go there. It's one of the most pristine areas the state of Michigan has. And it's a very, very beautiful place for veterans to be buried.
It is a beautiful place.
Right now, as I got a report of yesterday, there's a little over 37,000 veterans buried in the Mount Holly right now. So, but we're very proud to go out and give those honors to the deserving veterans.
Yeah, your guard just does a wonderful job. I remember when I had the honor guard come out for my grandpa. It was in the middle of February. And it was just a wonderful ceremony. It was so professionally done. And I'm freezing my butt off.
Yeah.
Like, how can you stand there?
Yeah.
It gets very, very cold.
It gets cold. That wind really blows
One
out
thing,
there.
the wind never stops out in Holly, so it comes across the lake, and it's very, very windy out there. So very beautiful place to be. And if anything, for Honor Guard, that's one of the biggest honors they have, is going out there and doing that. So we get involved in a lot of things, and we wouldn't be able to do any of these things
if we didn't have
if it wasn't for the public supporting us through our buddy poppies. So like Honor Guard's got a really nice uniform that they wear, and that was donated from things we do. We don't take the money out of our relief fund for that, but through other programs we get donations. We help buy the shirts, the hats, and things like that. that they wear to do that and keeps us supplied with
That's why
bullets.
it's so important. If you see a guy out there or a gal with the poppies, it'd be nice that if they could donate something to them. So
And anything helps.
anything helps.
Any
Loose
amount,
change or
yeah,
whatever.
any amount.
$20 bills are nice too. So.
Yeah, that is nice. But we take anything. And if somebody just wants to come up and say hello to us and want a poppy, that's fine too. But we like to see that each and every person during this month be wearing one of these poppies, because this is not for today. This is remembering all these veterans who gave up their lives so that we have the freedoms that we have today.
Just to bring up one other thing too, that we're one of the top posts in the nationwide, so we're very proud of that, and we've done a lot with the poppies. So nationwide, we're talking. So
we're definitely the biggest one in the state of Michigan in the number of poppies, because we get so many people in our unit to go out there and do it.
That's just it. The active people that get involved doing something. So that's important. So
we have members from World War II to members from Afghanistan. So it's a lot of wars in there. So you got Korea, you got Vietnam, you got a lot of members from all the different ones. I think the majority of them are Vietnam right now.
Right.
But we do have a few World War II gentlemen.
Yeah, World War II, we're kind of really proud of them. I don't know exactly how many. I think we got about 2 or 3 left with us now, or what?
We started the year with 5, and I think we're down to 3 right now.
So
they're passing on.
Wow.
They're all up
They're
in
moving
their,
on.
they're all up in their 90s right now.
Yeah.
Same with some of our Korean vets. They're up there in their upper 80s, and some are in their 90s. And Vietnam vets, 60s, 70s, and 80s.
Yeah.
So we're up there, and our Afghanistan guys are around there. They're down in their 40s. So,
Yeah.
but we're all doing the same thing. One of the biggest things when you join a service, you're doing that to serve this country, and when you get out of the service, being to what we're doing is doing the same thing in a different way.
We'll keep on serving.
We'll keep on serving.
And it is an honor to give it back.
Yes.
Yes, it is.
Yes, very good.
Yeah, we're very proud of that.
And I'm sure a lot of people are grateful and just so honored to help you with this event.
That's where all these stores that we go to, the Kroger's, the Bass Pros, the Tractor Supply, they let us on their property and to be able to achieve our goals. And if it wasn't for them, that we've got people out in the streets, but we're getting less and less people out in the streets.
Yeah, it's dangerous. I don't really like them out in the street, but that's where we have to go in order to get the money.
Some intersections we'll be out there, but we won't be as many as we used in the past. But we're starting to slowly get into the retail stores, and as they let us in, and we're doing things there where it's a little bit safer for our members, and it's also safer for the people donating the money. They don't have to stop in the middle of traffic.
Yeah, stop in left turn lane.
Yeah. So, but it's amazing though. We've got a gentleman that lives and does it up in Leonard, and what the people up in Leonard does for the VFW up there, it's totally amazing.
Yeah. Small little community, and boy, I tell you,
they really donate very well, very well. No, it's same as Lake Orion. Lake Orion is tremendous what they do for us.
Yes, they do.
So
we're really proud of them.
we all the stuff we do, again, can't be done without their support, and we're so glad to do what we do. So.
Did you show the thing?
Yeah,
there?
we had this. That's.
It couldn't hurt to show it again.
Yeah, because especially some of our partners. Bass Pro over the years have been very good to us.
McDonald's
turns over backwards for us.
Yeah.
McDonald's, for anytime we have an event, say we're having coffee with a veteran, that coffee you're drinking is McDonald's coffee.
Yeah. They support us. Yeah.
They donate that to us. Kroger's is very good to us. Not only that's the stores, but I think we also get donuts and things like that when we go out and do different things. Another thing we've didn't mention that we go around and talk to the schools, and some of the times these stores donate food for our luncheons when we go to, like Oxford High School we go to. And we just did a thing last month, I think it was, at Oxford High School.
Yes.
The kids are studying history. So we sat down and spent a whole day up there talking to all the history class for the 9th and 10th graders who were studying Vietnam. So we had all our Vietnam veterans there. I think we had about a dozen of them.
Yes.
And we split off in little groups of 3 or 4. And each one of them would give their experiences and to help them understand, besides what says in one paragraph usually, what the Vietnam War was. Our veterans can tell you their experience and their viewpoints of what happened over in Vietnam. So, and the kids usually enjoy it very, very much. So, great kids.
Interesting questions sometimes.
Very question.
It's not just the high schools. I think about a year or 2 ago, you went to Daniel Oxford.
Yes.
Interact with the kids there.
And talk to the kids, also raise the flag with them. That was one of the schools. A lot of the elementaries like to go out there and raise the flag around Flag Day. So we'll take a few of our mentors because we're getting so many requests. A few will go over here, some will go over here. I forget all the different little elementary schools in Oxford we do it. But some also, with some of the schools also help us. And we said we did the packing events. We approached, if I remember them all, Lake Orion High School, Oxford Elementary, Mary Keller Elementary down Royal Oak, and had them make Christmas cards for all the veterans, and basically wish a veteran, not a veteran, for the active duty people, and sign their name and say a little thing on it and send it to it. Those cards meant more to those guys overseas than the food that they were getting or anything else. And so we just did Valentine's. We went back to these schools, and they all made Valentine's. So we had 300 boxes. We had 300 Valentines.
There you go.
And so we go to school, and they also support us. So it's very good. So it's a fun time for them. So, and we got some very, very nice letters back on what the kids were doing. And we turn around and send that out to the schools and let them know what they all thought of what they had. But the Lake Orion, we don't directly go in the schools, but we turn around and bring them down to the memorial and talk to the students down at the memorial, and do it that way. And
is there anything coming up for the Memorial Day?
there's the week before, the Saturday before Memorial Day, over in Leonard, there is
Oh, the Lakeville Cemetery?
Lakeville Cemetery. There's a
Yeah.
big program there to
Yes.
recognize the veterans buried in that cemetery, which I believe is over 100 veterans in the cemetery.
Goes way back.
And from the Revolutionary War
Oh, wow.
through today, are buried in that cemetery. So the people of Leonard put on a nice ceremony there, and we support that. We'll be there. Also on Memorial Day, I think there's a program at the Memorial too.
Yes.
Yeah, there's a Memorial Day program at the Memorial.
Yep.
That's one I couldn't think of earlier, on Memorial Day. Great Lakes Cemetery, there's a program going up there on Memorial Day. Other things that coming down the pipeline, there's parades. We participate in the Oxford July, was it 4th of July parade? There's a Lone Ranger
Lone
parade.
Ranger Parade, yes.
Wait, there's Memorial Day parade, that's right. There's a parade in the morning for Memorial Day in
And there's
Oxford.
Christmas too.
Then in August, first weekend I believe it is, August 8th, I think there is the Lone Ranger parade.
Yeah, that one's a lot of fun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we're
It's
down
getting
there
bigger and bigger every
doing
year.
Yeah.
that parade. And then at Christmas time, they have a Christmas parade at night. No, they do it in the daytime.
Lake Orion
Oxford
does it at night.
and Lake Orion. So we
Which
do
is-
it in the morning down, and we should have moved to afternoon last year. Parade in Oxford, then we run down Lake Orion, and we walk into the nighttime parade. So we have a good time doing that too. And with both of those, we joined with the American Legions of Oxford and Lake Orion, and our members march together and go through that. So good time.
It was fun. I used to march to the parades when I was
Oh,
in
did
high
you?
school. Yeah, I did all those parades, and it was a lot of fun. A little hot, a little cold at times, but it was a lot of fun.
It's a little cold in December, but
Yeah.
It's been a long winter this year.
and it's
so-
a long walk. The Lake Orion parade's a pretty long walk, but we get through it pretty good, and it keeps you warm by walking.
Yeah.
So.
So is there anything before we get settled in here that you want to mention?
I think we pretty well covered
think we-
everything we had.
it pretty much covered everything that we want to cover.
But the main reason we came today was just to say thank you to the community for what they did last year for us. And we're out there again on the May 10th, 11th, 12th, which is Thursday, Friday, and Saturday this week.
Mhm.
And next Friday, Saturday, Sunday next week, the 18th, 19th, and 20th, or it's Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, the 18th, 19th, and 20th. And we'll be out there from 9 to
weekends.
5, about at all the stores and at the intersections throughout Lake Orion.
Thank you both for your service. We are honored to help in any way that we can, and thank you so much for donating your precious time to come in here today.
Well,
talk
thank
with
you.
us.
Thank you for having us.
Thank you for joining us. We'll see you again soon.